Hi, and this is Mike Garner from MrMikeGarner.com, witnessing the world. And if you're following me, you know that I'm between the UK and Asia. Got my retreat in Thailand, where I'm helping people, and over in the UK to see the family. And went to my local bank. I won't say which bank, but here I am in Llandudno, and wanted to order some money to take back in £50 notes, because when you go abroad, particularly in Thailand, they only accept £50 notes, and they also don't want them written on. So new £50 notes, I have a real difficulty every time getting £50 notes that aren't written on. It's money that I've put in the bank. I ask for it politely, and then they tell me what I'm entitled to. They have these rules in banks, don't they? Well, this morning I've just been in to my local branch in Llandudno, and I wanted a certain amount of money, and in £50 notes again. And the cashier said, "What do you want it for, Mr. Garner?" And I said, "It's my money, and it's my business." I said it politely but assertively, because I'm not into being controlled. I'm in a public area, because now these banks have decided that there's no privacy. They don't have this glass screen anymore. Nothing's done discreetly, it's all done openly. You have to turn the screens and show everybody your balance. They try and do it in a discreet way, but bearing in mind it's not discreet. There's CCTV cameras all over the place, so it's being filmed. And I believe, witnessing this, that we're just having our human rights eroded, that we're being turned more into sheeple, which is doing what everybody does like sheep, following what everybody does and just having to accept it. I don't accept it on any level. I don't allow it to wind me up. I just breathe. I'm polite, I'm courteous, I come from love, from the heart, but I'm not having it. And I just said to this lady, it's my money, it's none of your business. I don't have to explain what I'm doing with my money. I'd like this bundle of cash, please, in £50 notes. And she said, "Oh, we have other ways of sending money." I said, "Yes, you do, and you're going to charge me for that. I want cash so that I can do with my money what I want. I can get better exchange rates than you're offering. And if you give me my money, which I put in, then you're not going to charge me to send it to Thailand. And the Thailand banks aren't going to charge me to receive it. And you're not going to send it at your low rate. I'm going to get my rate. There's no fees here or in Thailand. It's my cash. When can I come and get it?" And I ended up having to see a manager to get my money. Now, at no point in this interaction did I lose my temper, did I get rude or frustrated. I just breathed and dealt with it, witnessed it, stepped out of myself and monitored myself and controlled myself. And I'm smiling. I find it amusing. I wonder what people do who can't control themselves. I wonder what people do who can't assert themselves and demand what they're entitled to. These people who get ripped off with pensions, these people who get ripped off by the National Health Service, people who get ripped off right the way through Britain, right the way through the world, through Europe. I'm witnessing the world now, and there's so much control. We're living in an Orwellian state. We're living in what George Orwell said, a control environment, where little by little, bit by bit, on the back of what we're being conned is legislation to keep us safe. We've got a CCTV culture. We're being watched everywhere. We've got a police force that's like the army. They're more tooled up than they've ever been. When I was a child, I used to watch Dixon and Doc Green. That's a long time ago, and a lot of you won't even know what I'm talking about. But that was a friendly Bobby who used to come round and say, "Come on, sonny, you can't do that, otherwise I'll tell your mum." And just that look from the policeman would be enough. Now they're dressed up like the army, and it's not the police's fault. It's society's fault for accepting the control. And these guys are doing the best jobs they can, the police and nurses and doctors, in a controlled society. that's just dumbing down intelligence and making us accept second best, third best, fourth best, but not first best. It's not there for us. It's there, in my opinion, to benefit. Well, you decide for yourself who benefits from it. I won't tell you what I think. So as I continue to witness the world, both sides of the world, I just find it interesting that a lot of these so-called third world countries that we call it, in Asia, Africa now, China, which, you know, was considered a third world country, is now one of the richest economies, and Japan. And my daughter's just come back from Singapore. There's nothing poor in Singapore. There's nothing second rate in Dubai and these countries. These are elite societies with high standards of living. Even when I went over to Germany working a few years ago, they have a better infrastructure. The community's geared up more for the people in the community. They have contracts between the population, civilians, and the government. Agreements. All right, you might have a political view about Angela Merkel and what's going on in Germany now, but you can get a 99-year mortgage there, which means that you can live in a house and pay for it over 99 years, and basically you can hand your mortgage over to your kids. Lots of things like that. And trust me, the Deutschmark is standing up far better abroad than the sterling. So, witnessing it all, I just find it very interesting, but extremely controlling. Don't be controlled. Be part of the resistance, but passive resistance. Be polite, be loving, come from the heart. Don't accept it. Stand up for what's right for you as a human being. Don't become a sheeple. We are people, and we have an intelligence and intellect which is being dumbed down. Don't accept it. If you want to know more about this, you know where I am. My name's Mike Garner from MrMikeGarner.com. Be empowered. The people have massive power. We have a population of brilliant human beings right across the globe, and there's a few people at the top of the pyramid who are controlling everybody else. It's all compartmentalized, and don't accept it. I'm not, and I recommend that you don't either. If you want to know more, contact me. Have a fantastic day. It's beautiful and sunny here. I'm going to let that go now. I've said it to share it. Keep smiling. The world is a good place. Human beings are innately wonderful, powerful, unlimited. Don't be limited. Take care. Bye for now.